Straight to the moon, Bitcoin all the way. Becomes what you want, it's what you need. Your fiat's losing value each and every week.
Yo, what's going on? I think we live now. Can you hear me?
And we're live.
Heck yeah. Okay. Dope. Hope you're doing good, man. Dude, it's like episode number 2, Merritt, bro. It's been a long time it's been a long time coming. And since the first episode, a lot has happened. I say first episode, I mean the first appearance of Johnny Dunn on at least on my channel, and I know you're streaming on the YouTube. So, welcome back, man. What you been up to? What's good?
Man, it's been a blessing, man. Thank you for having me back, Kyle. So much has changed, you're right, man. I think the last time we did it was March 27th. And I feel like we kind of opened the floodgates. Like, I feel like when we did that, I was talking reckless. I was still uneducated about crypto. I was saying wild stuff. I feel like it got the, hype going and got people really interested. Aware of VeVe. Things have been going crazy, man. You saw VeVe explode.
Yeah, bro.
Grinding away.
It's been absolutely insane since we did that last interview, bro. I mean, so many different drops, a lot of new creators, people coming up in the space. Twitter has grown, the community has grown. We got Pineapple Gang in the chat. What's going on, baby? Non-fungible. Yeah, man. So it's just been an incredible ride, and it's just so cool to see people. I don't know what you would call it, come up and just make a name for themselves already in such a young community, and it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Honestly, and it's really fulfilling, man. And it's just like being an inspiration, and then obviously they're an inspiration to other people, and watching this community grow, man. It's just such a big deal, man, and I think it's so cool. So
Absolutely, man. Like you said, like when we were just joining in March, there wasn't, many YouTubers out there. Twitter was still kind of small. The Discord, there wasn't many people in it. I was on Telegram too. That was small. And to see now the whole community, all these YouTubers, everybody in the community doing their thing, it's unbelievable, man. It's really crazy to see. Such a short amount of time too. They haven't even did the marketing. NFL's about to kick off. Things are about to get crazy, I think, this half of the year.
yeah, bro, it's insane. Hang on, let me see. We got my screen's a little weird. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick. Oh, well, let me zoom in. Let's see here.
You're good on my screen.
All right. Yeah,
Everybody tuning in.
on YouTube, it's like broadcasting this. We'll just roll with it, bro. We're just gonna roll with it.
Is it not working right? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's streaming the whole screen, which is weird, but that's all good. But yeah. Well, we'll just roll with it. It's cool.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's got like your desktop.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that's all about, so that's weird. Yeah, I can hear that feedback a little bit. But anyways, man, like, what was your success on the CE stuff? Like, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
And then we'll
Comic-Con
get
weekend.
into, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, by the way. I sent it to you in the email. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it yet. I gotta check it. I gotta check it out.
So the title of this video, this thumbnail, is actually Axie Infinities Worst Nightmare is the thumbnail, and it's got like an axe killing a Axie, and the gold bunny's got a knife right next to it.
Oh, see, I gotta get the gold bunny, man. I'm hoping the price drops a little bit. If it doesn't, I missed out on one. But if it drops, I'm gonna try to cop the gold because I got the gold shrine there in the room. I'm trying to add to it.
Heck yeah, man.
The Comic-Con weekend, I'll let you know how that went. So, first drop, it was the Call of the Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I love the gold statues, man. I knew I was gonna buy the gold statues. The jade one looked cool. And I was just gonna get the bronze eventually. I went after the book. I had no idea what the book was about. I had to do a lot of information, dig in, research. But I felt like the book was probably gonna be the most expensive market.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like if I could go after that book, get it. I got it. I was so happy. I was like, let's go. I haven't got a drop in so long. Felt like an ultra rare. I think they're all rare. felt like an ultra rare.
Yeah.
Got the book. I was happy about that. And I just went and bought the rest of the set.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's the first CE, it's the first drop, and it's like, what do you got to do? You know, what do you got to do? I unfortunately, I had a strategy, man. I knew I was only gonna be able to cop one set, and I thought going into it, you know, if I get a Cthulhu, I could flip it, and then I knew choices was coming, and then I got one choices and kind of flipped that too, and I knew I was gonna need gems for the future, man. So.
Right, dude,
I
it's a struggle,
It
man.
is, it is. So I did cop the Mondo. I thought that one was going to be, in my opinion, one of the more underappreciated ones that will appreciate long term very well. When the collectors get into the space, they're going to see some of those CE collectibles. They're going to take a look at those. They're going to see those three, and I think maybe the Cthulhu's and the choices will be priced out already. So what's next? They're gonna choose the Mondos. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna choose something that is affordable, and I know is gonna go up in value over time. It's gonna age like a fine wine. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah,
like, let's do it, baby. Let's do
absolutely.
it.
Plus, the good thing about the Mondo drop is not many additions to them. They're all pretty low addition.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely a good.
So I don't.
I regret.
Oh, go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I regret not getting more of the Cthulhu statues. Old, like I don't really have enough gems to really stack up one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's gonna be my regret.
Dude, that's so hard. It's trying to figure out what to stack, what duplicates to get. Because I was like, man, I could get some mono duplicates, but that might take some time. We got the MTL like right around the corner. What's that going to look like? Are people going to cash out gems and kind of short-term crash, if you will? Obviously long-term will be good, but short-term, I'm like, I don't know, like where can I make my gains and get the most gems like in my account to prepare for that crash if it does happen, because then I can scoop up collectibles on the cheap, and I'm totally down for that. Like, you
Right.
know.
Definitely smart to have some gems on the side if you can stash some and be ready for the buying opportunity. If there is a dip or anything like that, I mean, your experience with crypto, so like it's anytime there's a dip, it's a buying opportunity, even the project, and we all believe it. If there's any time there's a dip in the market, it's not the time to get scared. It's the time to bust out those gems and get what you really want right there.
Right, right, man. I agree. So, anyways, have you heard of the Axie of Infinity by a chance? Like, do you know, like, have you seen it pump? And like, I don't know if you saw, but it went up in crazy price this past month or two.
Yeah, so I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that. Like shout out to Mario Carter's. A lot of what he like a sponge. So even when I'm just listening, because he's always in these projects early. So I'm not always into all these new NFT projects. But I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing. Shout out to the master collector, baby. Let's go. I need a mug, man. I need a VeVe mug. I need a VeVe background. I need merch.
You
There's
got a
looking
VV
clean.
background, bro. Look at that Todd behind you and that Riso.
True. Yeah. VeVe got me into the physical. I had to have the Todd. Had to have the Rizzo. Got to have the first and the 100.
Got to, man. Got to. So yeah, man. Yeah. So
A
just
little
to.
bit. I don't think I answered that question. I guess. I kind of I know a little bit about it. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it did just spike up crazy. Everybody's talking about it right now. I feel like it's kind of like a thing to talk about right now. Trend.
Yeah, for sure. We have Poor Man Printing in the house on the chat, and
What up, Foreman?
yeah, yeah. So we got him on the chat. Yeah. So just for people that are tuning in or watching later, this video later, Axie Infinity is an NFT project that they also have a game attached to it, and you can breed these like little cartoon characters. It's like what these little 2D cats, and you can kind of fight these little cats against each other. Let me see if I can actually pull it up on my screen real quick.
I saw Tabs talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if I can pull up my screen real quick.
Shout out Alex Mazzola, my boy. What up, emoji?
So that's
Oh,
kind of it right
oh,
there. I don't know why my camera's all glitching, but Um,
Okay, yeah.
so yeah, Axie Infinity. It's got a cool website. Let me X off of this though.
Are these like cartoons in real life? Or are these like they're
So yeah, it's like I think they came out with the concept and they had the art, and as a user, you can go on there, purchase them, and like breed them. But to get in now, it's like I think like 1K at least to get in for like a good. I really don't know 100% about it, but I know the concept and what it's about, and I've seen videos and how people are breeding, how some dude made like 70 G's like breeding, strictly just
it's
breeding
almost
them.
like the Z it's almost like the Z horse
It
concept without the
is.
game.
No, it's with
Yeah,
the
I like the concept of the ones that bring in the kind of like Z horses. I heard about that. The way you breed it, you can thought that was kind of like
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, can everybody hear Johnny still? Just want to make sure. Axie had to make sure spikes is non-fungible. Check out my channel, dropped my first video. It says time is crypto. Can you say something, Johnny? Just to make sure we can
yo yo. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, yeah, yeah, I got you. I was just making sure. But yeah, so that's the whole idea. Yeah, it's like Zed Run, and they got a game to attach to it. So you got NFTs and a game. So it kind of like ties the two together and makes it fun for people to collect those NFTs and to possibly earn a little bit of that passive income, breed, and do that thing. So Axie Infinity, instead of racing, you battle these other little 2D cats. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit on the stream, and why I thought it would be a great idea to have you come on and talk about it, but um, what could be Axie Infinity's biggest nightmare, biggest competitor in the NFT space? What do you think that is, Johnny Dunn?
TV? Come on
Exactly,
now.
bro.
Like,
Ta-
that's the only thing I want to talk about, baby. Is VV.
Exactly. So why, like, tell me a little bit about this. What does VeVe have in the future? Like, what are some of the things that we could see that VeVe drops that could pretty much obliterate every NFT project out there? I know we got they talked a little bit about gaming. I mean, there's the Pixion thing that could be a possibility. We've seen Street Fighter in the white paper. I don't know if that's going to come anymore, but like, what's your thoughts on that?
Right. So I think the sky's the limit. I think they can go in a whole bunch of different. That's kind of like the blessing of it. I would say only the curse because it may take a little bit longer than people may expect at first, just because VV's like 6 apps in like a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and
Hmm.
then they can go the gaming route too. I know they kind of Trevor came on and talked about slow the roll and talking about, but I think they kind of did that just because everybody was a little bit hype. I think it could come sooner than people. We don't really know. Gail was on the live stream a little bit ago, and he asked like, "I think it's gonna go mobile,"
Hmm.
and it really got me thinking about like they could have the desktop version. I know how that metaverse was. It's like
Yeah.
a example, but like obviously be premium. But they could have that on their desktop, and then they could take that exact thing that's on their desktop
Hmm.
into augmented reality on your mobile device, to where you can plop those areas anywhere you want in real life, and that way you can take the metaverse to life.
Yeah.
You can probably play games in there. You can do all kinds of stuff. What I think what separates that from all these different things, they're licensed brands. Like you don't have to try to create a new fan from something. You don't have to create a new fan base out of something. You're already taking the millions of fans that already exist,
Hmm.
putting them into the Disneyland, everything. That's where I think VV Disneyland for NFT.
So you're saying that Vivi is going to have their own metaverse, number one. Number two, you'll be able to obviously do specific things, and they're going to have features within the metaverse. And number three, like, let's just elaborate a little bit more on that. Like, let's elaborate. Like, do you like what are the brands? Like, can you name a few just for new people
Yeah,
that are
absolutely. So
watching?
some of the biggest brands. Absolutely. So they have some of the biggest brands in the world. They have Superman, Batman, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. That's only some of the ones that they've already released. Talked about they're bringing on 100 different brands. They got Da Vinci, got Jurassic Park, Cartoon Network. That's the thing too. They got all these. They got Mattel. Mattel's responsible for Barbie, so Hot Wheels. And when you do that, you're taking on Main Street, taking on the masses, millions and millions of users. You're gonna have every kid on this app. You're gonna have every adult and even grandparents. Kind of like how Facebook is. Grandparents are on Facebook because they want to interact with the kids. That's how VeVe. I see VeVe being on everybody's iPhone, just like how Facebook is, Instagram, because everybody's a fan of something. VeVe is gonna have something for everyone. So it's like it's just gonna be the first blockchain crypto project that.
All right, so now that we've kind of talked about that, can you like let's rewind for a second, especially this video might be reaching some new people, new crowds. You've mentioned before, I don't know if like obviously new people coming in and watching, you'll have to watch our episode 1 of Kyle and Johnny episode, because Johnny talked about how he was not previously a huge collector, but now he fast forward now to VeVe. Now, how many sets do you have? Almost every set.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
VeVe turned me really into OCD collector. I think I have 26 sets now, and I'm gonna try to keep that more.
How much do you think that would appraise for?
I just out to Butt Thompson. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a portfolio calculator.
Shout out to Butt. Yep. OG in the
community. Yeah, he puts in some work and calculates the bottom floor of your collection. I just did a little bit ago, and it's about $50,000 right.
$50,000. All right, and we're just getting started, baby. Wait, did you have to breed anything?
No, you didn't have to breed anything. You didn't have to, level up.
Did you have to battle anybody?
Brands. But like the thing about this is like you're buying your favorite brands, your favorite IPs you grew up with, and you're buying Superman, the first appearance Superman, first appearance Batman, and so these are collectibles worldwide that everybody in the world knows about. So I was able to find this early, just like you were, and thank God for my family, my parents. I was able to have the money to go to town, and after I learned about what this all was and everything, I had to come. My collection's about $50,000 right now. If someone's to come in and buy it all, and
that's just the floor, though, right? That's just the floor. We're talking. We're not talking about cereals. We're not talking about the Johnny Dunn that owns this collectible, because ultimately, like, we're kind of OGs in the community. Okay, like, not to that's just to impress upon people like where we're gonna be. Like, people might want to buy from you. I think that could be the case. They might want to hold on to a Batman that was previously owned by a Johnny Dunn because you were the first one to own that collectible, versus and you're an OG in the community, versus buying one off the marketplace that you don't know where it came from. It might have flipped hands a couple times, so they may want to buy from you. So really, that's the floor of your appraisal on your collection. So it's very interesting to see what we where we could go. And you didn't have to breed anything, you didn't have to play nothing, and man,
and I don't see these going down either, because the world hasn't found out about this. So if anybody's new to this and they're thinking, oh, it's too late, it's not too late at all right now. Now is the time. It's so early where we're blessed. You're going to go on the VeVe app and you're going to see these FAs. FAs mean first appearance. That means like you're going to see FA Superman, FA Batman, FA Joker. That means when these are released again, say a different app years from now, or maybe again on the VeVe, we're going to have different Batman. But you're never, ever in the history of the world find another FA Batman premium digital format. Now's the chance.
Now's the chance, man, because there's still FAs dropping here and there. They haven't dropped Flash. They haven't dropped the Arrow, which you see behind me. They haven't dropped a Groot. We got Marvel on the way. We got digital comics on the way. Possibly interactive 2D. We already have a interactive 2D in the Givenchy Pride or Givenchy Pride, however you want to pronounce it. But it is. I mean, that stuff is coming. We are going to see it. It's not a matter if, but when. And that's the big thing. So absolutely crazy, man. And speaking of like FAs, that Batman behind you is iconic, man. Both of those Batmans are iconic. So not only are we getting collectibles that are first appearance, we're getting the most iconic first appearances of the Batman. So like Todd McFarlane, who owns obviously McFarlane Toys, who is iconic in the collectible space and comic space and XYZ physical toy space. I mean, the list goes on. We heard him at Comic-Con announce that, or they announced that he's basically taken over like the DC direct line of the physical side. So I mean, this is the kind of high level quality that we're getting out of VeVe. So this isn't like we're just getting the plain like Batman. We're getting the Batman. I mean, from iconic artists. So it's not like, so it even goes a step above, right? Like we're just, so that's why Johnny can say that his collection is 50K and that's just the floor. And so, you know, it's just crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Where we are, it's still early. You can still cop some FAs that still going to be on the way. Marvel hasn't dropped anything yet. We're very expectant for that. The 8K showroom hasn't came out. 8K. How many?
8K,
My computer
man.
can't even handle no 8K, bro. I don't even know.
I know that metaverse that we saw really made me realize, like, wow, I may have to sell a couple collectibles to reinvest in a computer to handle the VeVeverse, man. Like,
Somebody needs to donate some money up in here, bro. We got speaking of the crowd, bro, we got a couple of content creators in the house. Like I said, I mentioned the Fungible Wonderful. We got Niall, who's one of the newer creators that at least I've noticed. Orange Bag Lady in the house, OG, and and some people in the crowd as well. So appreciate you guys for joining us. We got Propagandist. What's good, Orange? December Bitcoin group, please. Yeah, Rafael Garcia. I am Groot. We are all Groot. So
yo, I was watching a live stream, Jake Higgins live stream last night.
yeah.
December one raffle thing that he did. So it's just funny that wow, December's everywhere.
Dude, yeah. So that's a funny thing, man, is like the dedicated community is really strong. So obviously, like me and you have our own channels, but like the user base has grown, like the YouTubers have grown, like Twitter has grown. So it's very cool to see that. And obviously with Axie, people, I think in the NFT space as a whole are excited about like Axie and because you can game on it. But it's really a basic game, and the IP is cool. It's kind of a cool project, and it looks very fun. They got like a fun website. So credits to them because they have, a lot of success, and this year it's really taken off. So a lot of credit to Axie, what they're doing, man. So not to put Axie down at all, man, not at all. But we want to be here to say, yo, y'all, we're just trying to help people get the word. We're just trying to get the word out a little bit, but that this project VeVe slash Ecomi is undervalued right now, and you're still early. Yeah, it's still early.
It's still early. Like I want people to realize too, they're seeing all these big collections. I don't want them to get turned off thinking like, oh, I can't get a collection like that. Like, trust me, you are still early. This is still only season 2. I have a feeling in like 2022, they're going to be on season 4, season 5. And, people are going to go back to season 1, season 2, try to get those early collections. They have content for decades. They haven't released Marvel yet. They haven't released all these major brands. NFL still yet to drop. And you can find cheap FAs too. There's some collectibles under retail in the marketplace. People thought, because it's under retail and there's a lot of it. People thought that about the Todd McFarlane Batman, that there's 6,000 of them in store and nobody wanted them. Thought, then word got out, growth happened, start gaining more people now, and then they sold out, and now they're going for $800, and they were $80, like boom, just like that in like 4 months.
Yeah, man, it's wild, bro. I mean, 7,000 editions. That's like, and it was like $75 like at retail or whatever. That's like obviously like a 10x return off of a 7,000 edition collectible. And we're talking about other collectibles like, for instance, the gold bunny that dropped it's only got 1,000 editions, basically 999. Um, it was like 90 gems in retail, and then
Yep.
now it's like 1.8K or something crazy.
It might be 2K,
So it's
2K4.
like, you could just be joining the app and get lucky and get retail on one of those. Yeah, and you could keep it and hodl that bad boy to the moon, or you could flip it for some gems because let's be honest, some people need money. Your strategy or your budget might be different. So you're still here early and you still have a lot of opportunity. And yeah, there's things going on right now. VeVe is growing. They're changing the blockchain to Immutable X, which is a Ethereum layer 2 protocol. So you'll be able to list your collectibles, some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of them on OpenSea and a bunch of other platforms. So we're still early. And even then,
Early.
it's like VeVe could be its own marketplace. Like it's its own OpenSea at this point. Like you have Jermaine Rogers, who the White Bunny was an award-winning. Then Givenchy, which it's like its own fashion line. Who Elon Musk wore a suit at Saturday Night Live, talking about crypto, like in his Givenchy suit. Like, come on, guys, like get real. Like, so these are some of the collectibles on VeVe. Like, we're still early, and there's still a lot of time to get in, get situated, and have a good time in the community, right?
Absolutely. These are premium digital assets that are licensed for major brands. I think eventually, soon, augmented reality is the future. We're gonna have augmented reality glasses that are thin as these, and when that happens, everything's gonna be seamless and frictionless. We're kind of in stage right now where we're like big and bulky. That's kind of how augmented reality goggles are right now. They're kind of big and bulky. That's gonna happen soon. Transfer to the thin ones are going to happen. When that happens, major celebrities are going to get because it's going to be mainstream. And when that happens, they're going to go after luxury brands like Givenchy,
Mm.
Louis Vuitton. They're going to go like, can you imagine Kylie Jenner? She's going to want the Givenchy poster in her showroom 100%.
Yeah.
They're going to be thinking $1,000 is nothing. Like, going to go mainstream. I don't think crypto has seen a project like tens of millions of people are eventually.
No, no, not at all. Like you see all like people might have heard of Bitcoin and Ethereum, like mainstream. I'm talking mainstream, average run of the mill person. Every time I talk to them about crypto, and they know I'm an expert, so they're like, "What is that?" And it's always talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum or Dogecoin now because Elon Musk, and that's been on the news. Outside of that, man, it's absolutely nothing. Like they don't really know what those names even are or what those coins do. They're just like, how do I buy it? But if they hear of Batman or
Right.
Superman or Givenchy or Ghostbusters or these iconic names, yeah, end of story. You download an app, you buy it, it's good to go, and then you know the more and more exchanges that OMI gets listed on, the better. And my man, poor man printing, and my other man, Andrew, I think Scott on Twitter sent me a link to Facebook. They said we're not. I think they said they're a metaverse company now. So it's like, whoa! Now we can take. Now we're starting to see the bigger picture of some of these companies like Facebook look at metaverse style. Like they're looking at this thing as this is the next big thing. All right. They're subsidizing their VR headsets. They're making it so cheap and so affordable, those Oculus, that everybody is going to have one. And then what do you think people are going to do? They're going to spend a lot of time in there. What happens when the VeVe verse rolls out and you can see your digital collectibles everywhere you go? They know Apple and Google are going to release those augmented reality glasses, and that's going to be a big deal in itself with the lidar technology. Yeah, bro. So we got what do we got? So what are we got? Accessories coming. What else we got?
Kind of break. The accessories are going to blow everything out of the water because they have they kept saying before how VeVe has the same numbers that Call of Duty for same retention numbers. That's crazy. That's like big as you can get. And microtransactions, Fortnite and Call of Duty, that's $1 billion industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so VeVe is going to have microtransactions. We're going to be burning OMI like crazy. People are going to have different dresses for their Barbie. They're going to have different capes for Batman. They're going to have different rims for cars, different jobs. People are going to be buying that stuff left and right. That's $1 billion industry alone. Fortnite, Call of Duty world. VeVe has the same retention numbers as Call of Duty and Fortnite. It's only getting started.
Dude, that's what's crazy. Okay, so with these other projects like Axie and I think Zed, they're cool. I just don't know how many people like ape into those. I know there's some, right? You got those OG whales that it does appeal. It appeals to those OGs, and that's rightfully so. And honestly, if I was stacking the ETH, which I wish I kept all my ETH from back in the day, I might buy a couple too, but I don't know if I would just necessarily ape into it like I was aping into OMI or VeVe, if you will. So OMI is the crypto side, the token, the crypto, which helps run the whole economy of the VeVe, system. So, but not to get too far into that, but
That's the thing. The ease of use of the VeVe app. You can just go right on VeVe app, create an account, and start buying and trading and selling your favorite brand. That easy. It turns everybody into really does, fun. I didn't realize how fun collect. I didn't even think about collecting as kind of just something as simple as that. It really once you start doing it. Once you get it in front of your hand, oh wow, collecting is way more fun. It's a more fun way to invest. Gary Vee talked about how he doesn't like stocks and all that stuff, numbers and businesses. It's not fun. But what's fun is buying a Batman for $80 at retail, selling for $800, holding on to that Batman forever, and watching the value skyrocket to thousands of dollars and passing it down. To me, that's fun because it's a cool collectible, and VeVe makes it so accessible. Take pictures in AR with it, stand it life size up next, show it off in your. You're gonna be able to play games with it soon. It brings like the whole physical world into the world, really.
yeah, it just absolutely it was fun, right? It brings fun. It that inner kid in you, man. It just brings a lot of joy on so many different levels. It's funny to say, but it's true. It's true. It's fun to collect, and you know that these collectibles are going up in value. So what are collectors going to do? They're going to grab a couple of those collectibles, a duplicate, keep them, keep a couple, and then maybe flip a couple and make some money there. So the money is there to be made. It's fun. You might as well. It's just like you might as well just jump in and do it. But what's crazy too is the users on the platform is people are. I don't even know what the lifetime value is, and I'm sure they're still figuring that out of one customer, because like I know personally me, I'm gonna keep buying these things. I don't even know how much money I spent. Probably too much, but I'm gonna
What a look.
several thousands of dollars. I mean, obviously my collectibles are worth way more than that, but I'm just having a good time, man. I'm not really thinking about the money, and that's a good place to be when it's fun and you're making money. You don't know how much money you spent, and it's just a good time, right? And this is not financial advice, and I'm not saying don't track your collectibles. You should absolutely have a spreadsheet and be tracking your collectibles because that's my next step that I'm going to be doing. I do have a monthly budget on my personal side, but what I'm just saying is I don't know what's in store for, I'm going to keep buying these because it's fun. I enjoy collecting. I enjoy these IPs, these brands, Marvel, one of the most iconic brands in the world, I'm going to keep collecting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's the thing. You can have fun with it. You can collect, but it's time you're collecting and investing and appreciating digital. That's the thing. These aren't just regular NFTs. NFTs are cool. They're popping up everywhere right now. We're gonna actually live through a revolution of talk of supply and saturation. and demand, because everything's turning into an NFT. We're gonna see everything physical turn into digital NFT, and some are gonna be great, some aren't gonna be great. You're gonna have to weed through and really pick apart not only what you like, but what you think is valuable. That is gonna be the huge debate of it. I think a lot of unlicensed projects, they're fun, and I'm sure some of them are gonna last, but I don't think a lot of them are gonna. A lot of them are gonna get, you know, a lot of them just won't survive through it. I think a lot of people are going to eventually, over time, funnel into premium licensed. VeVe is the king of that. There's going to be other platforms, but I think VeVe is so far ahead. They didn't just pop up with this. They've been working since 2017, when nobody knew what an NFT was. Brands couldn't spell NFT, they said, and so they did all that groundwork back then, ready, like preparing for this. They had the foresight when nobody believed it. They knew this opportunity. Time is now. They had the foresight to build in their collectibles as hybrid, meaning like they knew it was better for the brands to keep closed ecosystem. They also had the foresight to where they knew it's going to be valuable to have an open, just when the brands are more comfortable. Like, I just love their incredible that.
All right, people are saying you might have to get closer to the mic or something. Just saying you're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Like I was saying, like I was saying, third part that they couldn't hear.
just recently, just saying just like 10 seconds ago, saying your mic's cutting out a wee bit. Orange bag lady
Basically,
said.
like I
Pop
was just saying how, like, I think a lot of things are going to turn into NFT. Basically, so many, it's going to become saturated. I just think over time, people are going to funnel into premium licensed digital assets. There's going to be some unlicensed projects that survive through through the tough times and everything. But I think a lot of these projects won't survive. I think the licensed ones will survive. And the fact that this team had such a great foresight back in 2017 to be able to build in a closed ecosystem, but then build in a hybrid to make them an open ecosystem over time once the brands become comfortable with it. I think it's just genius.
Mhm. Yeah, bro. I'm just excited for it all to come together too. We're gonna have all these, major brands and things like that, and then we'll get to experience a metaverse. It's just gonna be unreal, bro. Like we
It's
really
gonna be
are like this is like the renaissance of NFTs. This is a renaissance of these brands that you see behind me and Johnny. Like the next renaissance of these brands branching out and going all in on premium digital collectibles, aka NFTs, right? In the form of NFTs that allows, the user or the consumer to actually own that, and have fun with it, and say, I own this piece of art, this sculpture, this iconic, Batman or whatever it may be. It could be actual piece of art. And we're seeing more of that as it drops. Like we've seen, I don't know how many artists and pieces of art now. We've seen 2D covers, the Da Vinci. We've seen Jermaine Rogers, Kozik, and this is just the beginning, man. This is just the very beginning. And Mondo, all those Mondo prints, you know.
It really is the beginning, man. Shout out to Staying Alpha. He just tuned in. He said something really funny that I'm not going to repeat on here because it's not PG. But shout out to him, man. Shout out to
There you go.
Gio.
It's funny, man.
Crypto Maniac joint. Yeah, man. But that's the thing. You're right. It's the ownership, too, that comes down to it, man. Like, as someone pointed out, like the Ghostbusters app, you could play with the car or something on it. And I was like, that's cool and everything. I think what it does is just give out more marketing to VeVe at the end of the day. You can play with it on their app, but you can't own it. You can't resell it on their app. People can play with it on there, have fun, and the people who are real big fans of that, they're gonna be like, wow, how can I own one of these? And then boom, the VeVe app, you can own it, you can sell it, you can collect it forever, or you can play with it eventually. You're gonna have all different functions to be able to play with these. The Jurassic Park was the same way. I saw the Jurassic Park app, and they had all the AR dinosaurs, and at first people were kind of like freaking out, like, uh-oh. But I was like, no, listen, you can't own that, you can't keep it, you can't like resell it. There's no resell value in that. You can just play with it on the app. So if anything, I think it's more exposure for VeVe at the
Right,
end
right.
of the day.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because like, you know, yeah, it's like there's NFTs just the way to go nowadays. Like, you can also interact with your audience. You can sell tickets, like in the form. I've seen NFT projects sell tickets to events. So it's literally the future, and then you can track like who's owned that ticket. Like, you know, now or before it was a little bit more difficult, but you could say, okay, this user obviously is a big fan, and then you could airdrop that user, you know, more NFTs or NFTs that have an actual physical value to them. What I mean that, like, they're gonna have a utility attached to that, right? Like giving you the access maybe to a free sweatshirt, or you know, access to, with what we've seen with Gary Vee, where he attaches like access directly to him or to his events. And so that's the future, man. Is like it's just going to create a community around what you're doing. And the, you know, there's just so many avenues and really any use cases we haven't even seen. There's going to be unique stuff we haven't even seen that it's going to blow our minds when we see it, you know.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's the future, man. CDs were cool. Like there was the physical CDs, and you could have your little music collection and listen to it there. But you couldn't, you know, really take your music collection anywhere. You had to have a huge CD case, and you could only carry a few CDs. You couldn't carry your whole thousands of music collection anywhere you wanted. Then streaming came along, and people said digital streaming was a fad. And then Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora happened. And now you can carry millions of songs anywhere you want with you, anywhere in the world, listen to it anywhere. And that's how physical collections are going to be, you know. I love these physical collectibles, you know, to have at your house. But like if I went out on a vacation, if I went to work, if I went out somewhere, you can't show it off to anywhere. But you, with your phone now, you can have it anywhere, show it off, and you get to say you own it. You can sell it to anyone you want. Like, it's the future, and we're blessed to be here this early. Anyone else who's here joining, about to join, you're early, and we're all blessed.
I'm just happy too to like the day I'll be able to not necessarily list my NFTs on OpenSea. I just want them to appear on that profile, because I have a profile on OpenSea, so I just want my whole NFT like VeVe collection just to be like, bam, like, and just be like, yeah, like what now? Like I see all these, you know, other people in the NFT space collecting, they're collecting these projects that they're up and coming, and they're just random, and you just see it's like some of it's pixelated, some of it's just like random art. And really it's like generated. It's not really like art. It's like generated by like AI. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when they see a lot of like our 400,000 user base put have it on their profiles, and then they're going to be like, yo, what is that?
That's the real licensed Batman. That's the real licensed Superman. Like, there's only one FA Superman in the world. There's never gonna be, you know, a lot of people get this construed. They get it like confused. They think, oh, there's only one FA Superman on VeVe. If another platform releases it, that'll be the FA Superman. Like, no, these are premium licensed digital assets in digital format. That means, like, say, you know, in 3 years another app releases a Superman. It'll never be the first appearance Superman. If VeVe releases another Superman, which they will, just like the Batman, it'll never be the first appearance. It's like, we got it right now, you know?
Yeah, bro. I kind of kicked myself for not buying more Supermans in the beginning. I got mine at retail, and I think I got like a 600 edition or something like that. So it's
it's good. You got a sub 1,000?
Yeah, sub 1,000. I have
a sub 1,000.
And then I sniped a couple off, some other collectibles off the market for sub like 400 on some of the nice collectibles, like the Batman Who Laughs and the Damian Wayne, Rob.
God.
Yeah, so
I sniped some good mint on the Damian Wayne Robin too.
Speaking of creators and artists and things like that, Crypto Crowns is in the chat. So yo, what it do, baby?
Shout out Crayon.
Kyle, so nothing wrong with wanting to list on OpenSea. Don't be scared to speak your mind. Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah.
Say?
he said don't be scared to list on OpenSea. So like, if we list our collectibles on OpenSea, so hey, I'm not opposed to it. At
Right.
least one or two of them, but I'm gonna keep mine. And those, I think those collectibles are gonna go to the moon. Like all these FAs dropping left and right, and you know, I'm here for that long haul. You know what I'm saying? It took years for Bitcoin, man, to
Absolutely.
take off, and Cardano, and I invested in both of those very early on, and just wish, I kept
Now,
most of it.
what was your reason for selling them? Did you just need the money, or did you just like
So with
just
Bitcoin, matter of fact, I got a Bitcoin shirt on right now.
hey, let's go. Yo,
Uh,
Good Boy Crypto got his channel back. I don't know if you saw that or not.
no, I didn't. I heard about that though. That's crazy what YouTube's doing. I can't believe they're doing that to content creators. It's got to be
No,
frustrating.
good thing we're VeVe content creators now,
We're
right? So
flying under the radar. But yeah. So a couple things. I was creating content, a couple years ago. So number one, I had to pay the bills, and number two, so that's why I kind of cashed out some of that. But number two, I invested a lot of it into companies that I thought were legit, and they did some rug pulls. I mean, crypto, unfortunately, especially back in 2017, 2018, wild, wild west, man. Some of these ICOs and even mining companies went belly up or just rug pulled, and oh, we're gonna pay out next month, and then
wow.
never paid out. They ran with all the Bitcoin. You would invest Bitcoin, they would mine more. You would basically have a contract, and they would mine Bitcoin for you. Obviously, they accepted Bitcoin as a payment, but they ended up just, it wasn't profitable, quote unquote.
Running with it.
And so stuff like that happened to
Wow.
me, and I lost a lot of my Bitcoin, man. And a couple companies went belly up, so I had a lot of bad fortune in those years. But I still was able to make
You
really,
learned your lesson though.
yeah, 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 100%. Not to cash out and not to throw your money into these stupid projects that are out there, because you could lose it all, man. It's that easy. I mean, I made a lot of profit trading, and I made a lot of profits, but I also lost a lot of money, man. And I learned my lesson. Yeah, and that's why I'm here today, and that's what I do. What I do. Bernadette,
Model.
thanks for the
Model
sub.
strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey. So that's the thing too. Like you got that experience. So like you know in your heart, like even if Omi sinks for a little bit or whatever, like you're hot and strong. You're not trying to sell these collectibles. Like for me, I'm in a tough. I mean, I'm sure you're in a tough spot too about selling collectibles to reinvest in these new jobs. But it's like you don't want to sell too many because we're all the ones we do have are worth so much. So it's like for me, I have a lot of dupes, but like I'm trying to profit too later when they're more expensive. Like I have 7 FA Jokers, but like I'm not selling any of them at 200. If anything, at $200, I'm trying to buy a couple more. But like I'm just holding because I don't have the money to buy more and have new like gems for new drops. So
Right, you're
just
right.
holding right now.
There's a
And
balance,
sell
man.
maybe some other ones.
Yeah, there's definitely a
Yeah,
balance,
definitely a balance.
man. I'm kind of stuck in the same spot. Like I have enough gems to maybe complete another set, like a nice season one set, and I'm thinking like I think I might just keep those gems, man, for this. See what happens in the short term. People are. I see people out there. We both see them out there trying to cause a little bit of FUD, and
Right.
maybe some of it is just subconscious, maybe some of it nefarious or for whatever reason, but I look at that as an opportunity. If those FAs go down, I might just scoop some up, baby, because that's money.
Right.
Another
Right.
man's
Absolutely.
another man's crisis is another man's opportunity.
Facts, man. Facts. Like I had 9 Todds at one point.
Yeah, I
and
remember. I
I
remember that.
and I had to get like in order to have the big collection I have right now, I had to sell a couple. Like I have 4 left, so I had to sell 5 on the way. I sold my cheapest Todd I sold was probably like 400,
Hmm.
and then the most expensive Todd I sold was like 550, 600. So like I had to sell a couple right before it went up to 800, and it's like dang, I don't even like selling them at that low because it's like it's the Todd, it's the first collectible ever. So it's like the 4 I got now, trying to hodl those for as long as possible. Like I got other dupes I can sell, like the Harley Quinn 18. I got 2 of those, so like that, I got 1 duplicate I'm trying to let go of. I put it at the same price as you did, so anybody who's tuning in and wants to buy, you know, a Kyle Wilson and a Johnny Dunn collectible, they can both buy one, the Harley Quinn 18. They can find it
Yeah.
in the marketplace.
Dude, yeah, I'm still listing that one for sale, and I went down low, way lower than I wanted to, because I do value that one. I think that one should be like 400 or 500 gems minimum. You know,
Same, yeah.
it literally is one of the first ones to drop, and it to me it feels like an FA, and it's got, I don't know, it's just got those vibes to it, and so
25 2,500 editions. It's a first edition, not a first appearance, but first edition. There's only 2,500 of them. It's an uncommon. Like, I like you said, it's probably $400 or $500 easily, but you know, the market's kind of low right now. I listed mine and I was like, dang, it's so low, the floor, so I listed it for what I thought, and I saw yours right there next to it. I was like, yo, this is too funny. He's got the same one, so I just put it as the same price.
yeah, I'm checking the app right now to see if it's even. I think it's still listed. I checked earlier today, and it was still on there.
That's funny. Crypto Maniac said, nice, I found Johnny's OnlyFans late night chat.
Okay, that's funny.
Not I'm here for the drop tips.
Yeah, I'm trying to check the
No
app
drop
right now.
tips right now, man. We got
The drop tip is to
December's usually the one that comes on.
the drop tip is prepare for next week, because well, they said that,
Facts.
was it saying that they said that we have something to look forward to, like when they come back, basically, or something like
Yeah,
that,
they said
like the
something
long.
like, you know, better be prepared or something like that. I think.
Yeah, something like that. So maybe we'll see something, man. I'm really excited to actually see this new showroom. I know people, I don't know, for whatever reason, I see people not excited about it. I'm like, do you even use the showroom? Like, obviously, like I do. I mean, I like to hang out in the
Right, yeah.
showroom, you know, set up my collectibles. And then when the web app
I think
drops,
people, you know, yeah, exactly. I think people they just want the VeVe version now. And so the fact that we're only getting like a new showroom, Showpoint 2.0, they're kind of like let down, I guess you'd say. And they're like, oh, I don't even want it. There's just another showroom. And I'm like, yo, I think they're just so used to, like, you're into crypto, you know how things just boom right away.
yeah,
But like you're also like on the other side too. So like you see both. The people who are just into crypto are like, they want this to boom in 3 months, sell some OMI and like
be rich
profit.
on
It's
a
like,
yacht somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Literally, they want to be rich in 3 months, and it's like, just be patient.
Yeah, dude, that's the name of the game, man. Even in crypto, like if you look at Bitcoin, which is the king of crypto, is like it took years for that thing to build up, you know? And even Ethereum, like all this new stuff that we're seeing like this year, and like all this blow up stuff, like that's just not normal, you know what I'm saying? Like those are anomalies, and they'll continue to happen. But a lot of that's because it's unregulated, you know, so there's a lot of opportunity for sure. But you know, if you want something that's long term, and you know, it's just a solid, rock solid company, then Ecomi is what you want, man. It's what you need. It's something you should actually be, you know, if you want to mess around in the crypto and make profits, it'd be smart to bring your profits to this project, knowing that it's going to go up over time with the tokenomics, the OMI burning. Every drop, OMI burns, and then they're going to do the marketplace with every sell and transaction on the marketplace burns, and then whatever else feature they release in the future, you know, whether that be accessories, metaverse, or whatever, OMI probably will burn then too, I'm guessing.
There's gonna be so much OMI that burns, and when the OMI burns, you know, it just makes the coin that much more scarce. And then when buybacks happen, like people are gonna be able to stake their OMI too. You know, the thing that I'm really excited for is the big marketing push that's about to happen in the second half of the year, or maybe late in the second half of the year into 2022. But whenever the app starts to really get ready to handle the load of the people, they have the ability to go 0 to 100 at any moment. Like I feel like they're kind of like using what we're doing to help scale up the company slowly without really having to come out of pocket. So that's like how we're able to help them, you know, They don't have to worry about spending their marketing money right now and worry about growing. We're growing it kind of for them slowly as they need it. You know, they don't need. People keep saying they need marketing right now. They need 100,000, 200,000, a million users. It's like, I don't think they really need that right now. I think they got the same firm that McDonald's uses, right? Their marketing firm
and all these celebrities.
so many other A-list people use it. Yeah,
I think like Jamie Foxx or somebody randomly, and like, oh, it's not random. It's like a bunch of celebrities.
Yeah, like they can literally go mainstream. They're just waiting for the app to get prepared for it. You know, they didn't expect any of this. They thought they would have 40,000 downloads by the end of the year, and they have 400,000 downloads.
Right.
Like they didn't expect this many users until year 3, and like they got it in the first 5 months. Like,
yeah.
So I think, you know, they had to re-engineer the app, get it kind of secure, and now they're getting their move on a little bit.
The next push, right? And really, like, the NFT space right now is kind of in that lull. Like, everybody's kind of like just, you know, seeing what's kind of happening next. And really, that's a good time. You know, it's a good time to get into a project, is when things are kind of on the DL, like the macroeconomics, like, of the NFT and crypto space is like, what is Bitcoin doing? What are NFTs doing? Like, am I sure? Should I invest more? And it's like this kind of like weird thing going on, and that's normal in a you know, when a market absolutely shoots up, you know, it corrects and then kind of goes sideways, and that's kind of, we're in that sideways like kind of vibe, you know, if you will. And it's going to be interesting to see, man, when this next wave of users and people, the NFT space is going to take off once again. It's like cycles, right? It's like waves, and that's how it has always been with crypto and altcoins, and that's how it's going to continue to be with NFTs as well. I mean, so I'm excited to see, man, what this next wave of users brings us. And honestly, I notice things on in-app that happens. Like, I can't snipe as well as I used to because more users are coming in. I can't even think. Like, I just have to buy. Like, before I was like, I don't know. Like, should I buy this edition? Okay, I'll buy. But now it's like, oh shoot, I better buy. And then it's like, oh, it's gone. You know, so there's no like, bro, you better get it or it's gone, man.
Dude, speaking on that exact topic right there, right? I saw a golden bunny for $1.80. And dude, I literally like freaked out for a second, and I was like, oh my god. And I didn't like just buy. I freaked out. I was like, should I take a picture? And like I just didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I hesitated.
Dang.
Tried to buy it, and it was like error, and it went away. And I was like, no way, dude.
Dude, that is crazy.
Oh, someone snagged $1.80 golden bunny.
Man, rip that person, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it makes my heart. It makes my heart sink because I've been close to doing that. I've listed stuff for like, you know, like 2.8, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Write it all out. Don't hit the decimal point.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking, man. If you do that, like, hopefully, God bless me if I ever do it. I hope I do it to someone who like knows me and like sends it back to me.
For sure, 100%. Yeah. I think I'd have to send it back, man. If I picked one up, like I'd pick it up just to send it back. If it was especially if it was a gold bunny, bro. But man, that's
man, that hurts my heart just thinking about it, you know.
Crypto Maniac, thanks for the super chat. He said who has bigger guns, Kyle the Tiger Wilson or Johnny the Mac Daddy Dunn? Bro, I don't even know.
Funny, man.
We won't know until we're at Ecomi Con and we're live in person.
True.
I know Johnny's taller than me, so.
Am I? I'm like.
I'm short, bro.
Just under 6 foot. I like to say I'm like 6 foot. But
I'm just under 5'8", so I think you got me beat.
Okay, where are you? I got you beat by a little bit. Especially with my hair now. The hair adds like extra inch.
Yeah. I got little spikes, so it's like an inch and a half right
True.
there. Yeah.
When my hair was short, I would just flip up the front too. I would almost look like you identically if I cut my hair.
Yeah. You could just gel it. Get that little side cut there.
Right.
Brandon Z said, "Y'all short, lol."
How tall is Brendan? Like 6'5"?
Probably. He also said, "Master Collector. That's what I'm after." Let's
Master
see.
Collector. I need another banger of pineapple, man.
I know, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, I need to.
See
See, I
what?
wish I could just like do the engineering thing. Like, I wish. I mean, I can just send it to him. Like last that song right there that we did.
Yeah.
I got NFTs. That happened so quick, man. I sent him the raw vocals right after I did it, and that's all I had to do was just write the lyrics real quick, recorded the raw vocals, and I sent it to him, and he did the rest of it. He made it sound like all wavy and everything. Like he knows how to do it, man. Like,
Dude, yeah, he's a mad scientist.
yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
I call my stream setup. I call it the lab too, and he calls his setup the lab. So I'm like, dude, it's legit, bro. It's like a science,
Yeah,
and you gotta know your stuff. We got also Gamaverse in the chat as well. He
absolutely.
said it's lit. Yo
Hey, what
yo,
up,
what up?
Gamma?
What up, Gamma?
Hey, what up, Gamma?
What up? He's dropping them calls videos. I've been kind of keeping up with calls a little bit as on their Instagram. I saw they dropped like it looked like in Tokyo or something in Japan, like a
Okay.
AR looking call in the like hovering above the street. They just posted that one today, so I was like, "Yo, could it be coming soon?" Oh,
I haven't seen him post a lot of AR stuff, man. I think he's in VeVe, man. I've been saying this whole time. I think
the
he's in it. I
calls,
think, yeah, absolutely. I
yeah.
think when I went digging on David's following, I was blown away. I was like, this is just legendary. He's following Justin Bieber, he's following Will Smith, he's following Lamborghini. Like, sure, maybe he's just fans of all these people.
Hmm.
But he was following Toki, he was following Frank Kozik, he was following Ron English.
Dude, Tokidoki's or
Following Dave,
Toy Tokyo is pretty epic too. They just dropped a
big time.
they drop a lot of exclusives, and they dropped a Hebrew. Dude, that's sick. That golden notorious big.
Toy
Dang.
Tokyo.
Dude, I literally was looking at that today on Google.
Were you? Yeah, I got it
Yeah,
on Amazon.
that's wild, bro.
I love it, man. I mean, I know Funkos like aren't that valuable or anything, but
No,
like,
that one, Toy Tokyo. You put
right? Yeah, yeah, definitely.
any
And
exclusive?
it's one of those things that they just feed the soul. You know what I mean? Like I got my favorite ones, like all my favorite players, celebrities. Like Allen Iverson that just got released. I was like, yeah, I have to have AI.
Well, they're starting to Funko's starting to release like this art, or I don't know, they probably already have for a while, but like the artist series. They even come like encased in like a hard plastic box, I think too. And so it's cool.
Okay, that's what this one is. This is a hard plastic one.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
you're
that only the Toy Tokyo you're saying?
the it's like a artist.
Like this one's the hard plastic.
I'm trying to see your videos a
Oh,
little
you're saying like,
let's see. Oh, is that a hard plastic? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, like that. Is that hard plastic?
but it's only this one though. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one's the hard one. The other ones are like a soft.
Yeah, it's just like
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah. So
Um,
they got the artist lineup and Target exclusives. Target's doing some pretty big things on collectibles too. Like I saw,
really, Target? I didn't know that.
yeah, like they're dropping a few exclusives there. You can only get it at Target. And then I think Todd McFarlane even is doing uh some Target stuff too. He drops exclusives like at some stores, sometimes Target. I think once they run out, they run out and they're gone. Like they just move on to the next lineup. So it's interesting to
I'm
see
gonna start
them.
collecting a lot of Todd McFarlane stuff.
Dude, he's got one on his
That's like one
site.
person I would go after.
Yeah, I went to his site and he's taking over the DC Direct stuff pretty much. I mean, like taking that all over, and he's got one
That's
called,
pretty cool to see.
yeah, he's got Gold Label coming out, and it's the first wave of Gold Label, and he designed that Gold Label Batman out of that series. And so
Uh,
it's cheap right now too. You can pick it up.
wait, so gold label meaning like they're all like gold color, or is that just like the label that's on
I
it?
think that's his exclusive like Todd McFarlane lineup. So it's the first wave, and I think it says on the website that those are limited as well. But once they're gone, they're gone, and then he's gonna move on to the next like drop or whatever.
I'll
So
have to try to get one or something.
yeah, well that Batman too is designed by him too. So that's like another big deal. It's like the
Right.
big man designed that one. So
Right. Yeah.
So that's like a Todd 2.0, or a Todd, because it's a newer Batman. It's not the Todd 2.0, but you know what I mean. It's like the
Right.
his next edition, exclusive.
West Vibe. He said, "What do you think is considered a lot of OMI for one person?" What do you think a lot of OMI considered for one person is? I think it's kind of
How much will your budget be then?
right. I was gonna say it kind of depends on like each person because
Mm-hmm.
someone who got in early, it was so cheap. Just January, you could have spent like what, like a couple $100 and probably got a couple million OMI, right? Like it was that cheap. Like now, you got to spend what, like $3,000 to get OMI. Like, so I don't know, man. Like I wish I had more OMI. I wish I had like 5-10 million OMI
Right,
because I
right.
would like to cash out like a million at some point and like profit off that at some point, but hold most of it. But I don't have that much. I only have like a million right now, just a
Yeah.
little bit more than a million. But like I'm happy with that. Like I didn't think I would ever get there. I had 100,000 for the longest time, and I was like, I'll never get to 500,000, and I kept trading and got my way up to half, and then I made some more trades and got my way up there. Maybe bought some more too on my way up, but I got to a million. I was like, whoa, we're here.
Dude, it happens quick. I'm still not there. I'm getting closer and closer. And for me, I'm on a budget, man, because I got to put some of this into collectibles, and some of it goes into OMI. So
You
I'm
got a
on.
family, man. You've been adulting, man.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta pay the bills, the family, the diaper bill. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. I got a budget and do it. Every step is very calculated, and on the steps I make. So, but I will get there. I'm a firm believer.
Yeah, 100%. You will get
With
there. You
Crypto
will get
Maniac
there.
donating me $5, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Oh,
$5
yeah,
only,
you'll get
baby.
there. Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, I was so OCD about it when I transferred to MetaMask. I made sure I had exactly 1 million. Like I made sure like the fee was involved and everything. I had the exact numbers, bunch of zeros.
dude, that's so funny, bro. I'm like the same way almost. Like I'm like calculating the exact number right now. I'm like, I got
Right.
657,000, or I don't even know. I need to recalculate it up. I forgot, but I was like calculating the exact number. Cryptomaniac says
It's
VV
addicting.
pays my bills.
It feels so good to get more of me, dude. It really does feel more to pack the bags.
Dude, it feels incredible because it's like, it's like we know that that coin is going to go up again, and it go way beyond
Right.
what the price is, or the 1 cent thing. And so I think that's why we're all excited, because it's like this is just like the OGs realize how early we are. Most of the OGs have a very positive, sentiment about, the future. They understand the vision. They understand what Alfred Kahn, the way he said in that interview, what's going on. They can extrapolate like all of it, right? Some people aren't able to actually extrapolate it all, and maybe they can't really catch the vision as much as like me and you can. But me and you are, and OGs like us, Cryptomaniac, and a lot of, OGs here in the chat. We have, Gamma, uh, Orange Bag Lady, and several others. We get it, man. We get it.
We just get it, man. Like, and there's gonna be a lot of people that don't. There's gonna be a lot of people that do. I think the people that don't get it, they're gonna get it over time. It's just some people figure it out quick, and a lot of people don't have the time to figure it out quick. Like for me, I was blessed, man. I found it like March 1st, like when you did, and I didn't have like a full-time career job at the time. So I was literally able to spend all day, every day. I had to learn crypto, dude. I had to learn collectibles. I had to learn about VeVe. I didn't leave my house. I spent for 3 weeks just YouTube, Google, everything, just reading. I wish I could go back and just document it because I was like pacing around the house like this is incredible. This is insane. Like I was going insane. And like I was telling my parents like how crazy this is. Like my mom started to get it like little by little over time. My dad still is like not really sure what's going on. Like he kind of gets it. But like it was it was a crazy energy back then. It
Dude,
still
and
is.
just wait till they gamify the app and they drop master collectors like staking and benefits. It's like people are underestimating that stuff, man. It's like with Cardano, like people are just going nuts over just the staking, and you get like a tiny percent of profits, and it's like not that much. It's like annual. I mean, unless you're a whale and you got a lot, then that's good for you. But like, what I'm saying is like that's gonna make people want to stake, you know. And the more collectors that and users that get onboarded, both organically and marketing wise, like that's that's gonna be pretty epic because you're gonna have there's like 130,000 wallet holders right now, and you know a good portion of those people are gonna stake. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And they're gonna make the app so easy on the VeVe app to where it's gonna introduce people to crypto and to OMI to where I don't know if they're gonna be able to buy it straight on the app, but you're gonna be able to transfer it right on the app so easily. They probably will make it so you can buy it on the app. I'm not sure. But you can probably buy like change it from fiat to OMI and then buy a collectible. Like it'll be a discount. So people are gonna get used to that. It's just gonna I look at it almost like this. It's not exactly similar, but like it kind of is in a way. Like Robinhood for Doge is like Coinbase for OMI almost. Like when OMI hits OMI hits these major exchanges, that's gonna allow the access to like the world almost. It's only on one hard to get exchange in the USA. You have to use Bitforex, and like it went up to a penny before the Marvel news on one hard to get exchange. So like if it already went to one penny on one based on hype, based on like no real thing just yet, limited access, when it gets to major exchanges and they're able to market and they're able to stake and you're able to buy accessories, I think like it's gonna be insane. I think 5 cents is like a short term thing. Like once all these things get kicked off, but see, I don't know if it's gonna get kicked off right away at the same time. Maybe like little by little, so it may still slowly burn up the way, like slowly rise. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
My favorite word for VeVe is inevitable.
right. It's gonna be like too. I think like a blue chip crypto as well. Because you might get people that maybe not invest or buy the NFTs at all, and I think it's going to attract a lot of other just blue chip type of crypto investors that they just like to pack their bags with blue chip cryptos and not really have to look at it. They don't really want to have to worry about it for another like couple years or whatever, and or they just want to look at it as a retirement. And I think that's a good way. Like I've heard a couple users mention that, and this is not financial advice, by the way. This is entertainment only. But yeah, it's like if you look at it like that, that's kind of a game changer. It's like, wow, this really could be my retirement. You know what I mean? Because like,
Absolutely.
man, I have a whatever a Roth IRA or whatever that thing's called, and it's just and I watch it perform. I watch like my other things perform too, and it's just like a little tick tick. It's like barely, and it's like you invest in a company like OMI or something like that. It's just a way better return, man. It's like I invested in a NFT in a I don't even know like if a Ritmo, and I don't have a Ritmo, but just saying like if I invested in a Ritmo, that like that thing like 10x 20x in like a couple of weeks or a month, and it's like how you
I think it was $22.
yeah, it's like how are you gonna tell me to invest in a traditional, and I still do, but like I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket when the stock market could crash, and it's just like mm, these collectibles
What
and
this is
and
doing is
cryptos just
basically opening up
outperforming.
new facts. Exactly. Like it's opening up a new asset class. Like you said, the stock market could crash, it could go down, but these are like the licensed premium digital assets. Just like there's physical assets, these are just licensed digital ones. Like it really is the next wave. Imagine like for people who aren't really understanding it or grasping it, you can think of it as CDs transition to digital streaming. It's just like that, except for how music is unlimited. Music, anybody can listen to it. But with the NFTs, it transferred from physical into digital, but it's limited. There's only maybe 1,000 that can listen to it or can collect it. And that's the difference right there. The blockchain, it authenticates it, it verifies it to show there's only 1,000 of them, and Kyle Wilson owns one. And, that's just what it is. There's no fake proving it. Like, you can't take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot, but you can't resell that. There's no ownership there. And that's the
Yeah, for
difference.
sure, man, for sure. Oh, you know what? I figured out why this picture frame was funny. It's because I never pushed start in this app. I just pushed start in OBS and it's just streaming. No wonder it's streaming my screen like that. Oh
Technical
well.
difficulties.
Yeah,
Man, if people knew what happened before we started the stream, that's hilarious.
I know, I know. It would be a show in itself, bro.
It would. I wish we kind of did. It would be like behind the scenes.
Loki, I hope they make a documentary, dude. Think about this whole project, the blow up, the come up, and all that stuff.
Dude, dude, if David and Dan make a documentary, they really should because there's so much content and it would literally be a life changing experience. People will get to see the growth. They would probably have like behind the scenes footage of meetings with Alfred Kahn in New York, like they talked about. Like to see that stuff, like when Dan or David talks about how their meetings with Al Kahn in New York, about how they're just showing each other the collectibles, saying like, "Oh, we like it, but like I wonder if everybody else is gonna like this stuff." Like those are the little conversations that like I just vision in my head. I'm like, "Yo, I so wish I was like a fly in the room back then."
Bro,
It'd
and
be so cool to
it's
hear.
low key like Steve Jobs vibes too. It's like, will people like
Facts.
this? Well, it's cool too is like I feel like they're pushing stuff out that they like people not don't they think that they don't want it but they want it. It's like I think Steve Jobs like said that is like we want to design, we want to make something that's like amazing and people want to like lick the apps off their phone because it looks so good. And at the time there was no iPhone, like it didn't exist back in the day, or the computers or whatever. But he was like, we're gonna make something that people absolutely need and will want. They might not want it right now because they don't know, like they just
Right.
don't know. And I feel like I'm getting those vibes with VeVe. It's like they're pushing stuff out, and David Yu's pushing stuff out. Alfred Kahn, it's like we're gonna give people what they will absolutely like desire and want, but they might not necessarily know it yet. And I just feel like I get those
Yeah.
Steve Jobs and Apple vibes, from VeVe, and it's like, man, people get so like bent out of shape over like little stuff, but like long term, baby, this thing's game over.
That's the thing. Like you hit the nail on the head with that. Like I think also like we're all into like the minute to minute of everything. Every hour feels like a whole day. We're every minute. We're tuned into the charts, the VV, the market, everything, the community. So those people who have a hard time kind of zooming out and looking at the big picture, they may not be able to see the macro, how far we've gone already and where it's going. They're so into like the tunnel vision, like minute to minute to where it's like every up is like, yo, we're going to the moon, and every down is like, oh, we're sinking. It's like you gotta like pull back a little bit
Right,
and
right.
just look at the macro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that's a part of it is like approaching it in a more mature way, in my opinion, like an investor mindset and actually having fun with it, man. It's like at the end of the day, we are buying these like, brands and IPs like that we were playing with when we were a kid. It's like, so you can't be so like some guys are so serious about it. Like, my Batman didn't go up like 30,000x. It's like, bro, calm down. Like, we're just starting out like here on this app, like it's still community, we haven't even reached 1 million users yet. It will come, like we will get to 1 million users, it's just a matter of time. So it's just funny
Facts.
to see
Just
people get
enjoy it a
so
little bit.
yeah, yeah, just like lighten up, man, like enjoy it, like and I see people too commenting that like the actual pure collectors are like, bro, like we're here to collect like because you enjoy it, like we're not here to like ride this. I mean, some people are here to ride it to the moon and whatever, like whatever floats your boat. But it's like at the same time, enjoy the ride, bro.
Exactly. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. You hit the nail on the head with that.
Yeah,
And these are all gonna go up. Like we all know it's gonna appreciate, but like instead of getting so tied into the minute to minute, up, down, just enjoy the ride, enjoy it, have fun with the collectibles. And I
enjoy
think a
the
lot of that has
community.
yeah, exactly. The people in here are creative as anything. They're all supportive. Like
We got
everybody
art shows, music. Y'all releasing music and people creating their own NFTs around VV and stuff like that, man. Like the meme contest. There's just so much to enjoy
just the
about it.
content everybody's making. Yeah, exactly. The memes, the content around everything. And I think it just comes down to, people are just a little bit over leveraged, and maybe a lot of bit over leveraged. So when that happens, people are going to be emotional when things don't boom right away. But they just have to sit back and relax and realize these people don't have to do this project. These people are already like well off. David, Dan, Al. Al Khan has made multiple billions of dollars in his
Billion.
life.
Yeah.
This is a legacy play for them. This is their passion. This is something. So like, I love investing in people who are so passionate about this, because like they're not just gonna do this and just sell the company to somebody else. This is something that they want to see through. This is something to where Al Khan is gonna use this as his last legacy play. He's
Right.
gonna tie in all the brands that he just worked with over the years and put them all onto the VeVe app. It's gonna all come
He's
full
gonna make them
circle.
immortal, baby. He's making
Yeah,
that legacy
exactly.
immortal.
Literally, exactly. He's gonna make all the brands he just worked with immortal, and that's how his legacy is literally bigger than Steve Jobs. It's Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, you know, Walt Disney, all these guys combined. Like that's who Al Khan and David and Dan are. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had a good analogy of Alcon, but I forgot. I had a brain fart, but I'll think of it on another stream
oh, I'm
probably.
sure it'll come back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure it'll come
man,
back.
yeah. Like I said, like to bring it all back full circle, Axie Infinity, like I said, they're doing incredible stuff. They're, obviously the price has gone in. It was like $3 in March or something crazy, and now it's like $40 per Axie.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and their number, they were like number 35 on like entire on coinmarketcap.com, like they were number 35. So that's
Wow.
absolutely incredible for a couple of 2D cats that fight each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And so
big.
it's like, what do you think?
I think it shows that people are really in demand for something like that.
Yeah, 100%. And what happens when VeVe launches their game with iconic brands that trust, and love? That people know, trust, and love. They've been using and knowing these brands since they were a child, and
The DeLorean.
these movies are still coming out. The new Batman's around the corner, the new Ghostbusters around the corner, Marvel's still pumping out. Like, I mean, man, it's like get out of here with that. So the sky's the limit, guys. Like, like I said, not to put Axie down, just to show Axie people, like, hey, you're not late to get into this Ecomi VeVe thing. Like, you're still here early, and me and Johnny are here to tell you, man, join the community.
Join the club, man. Join the community. You're gonna have so much support behind everybody, and it's really showed people. We all have each other's back. There's been people in the community who never even thought about making content, and they've just gotten so much support from everybody else. They said, you know what? I'm gonna go try to make a YouTube video,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, let's do it. Go, and we'll all retweet you, put it out there. Like anybody who's making content, man, we all support each other, and it's just a great community to be behind. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I think we had two people pop in the chat on YouTube and say that they had their first videos dropping. So,
Oh, let's
and man, it's
go.
incredible. And this is like you were saying, man, it's like start your channel. Like, come join us, man. Join the fun, join the party. Because we'll all be celebrating anyways in maybe Vegas, maybe at a Comic-Con. We'll see. Maybe VeVeCon, just depending on what we call it. What the community wants to call it. But
VeVeCon and Comic Con, same day.
yeah, Crypto Maniac says, "What's Axie?" Oh, low key trolling. Yeah, Alcon will Gamba versus Alcon will be forever immortalized in the VeVe verse on Mount VeVe.
Yo, we need a Mount VeVe. We need them with David, Dan, Al. I'll put Reese up there. Absolutely. He deserves it.
Dude, 100%. He was one of the faces for sure when it all blew
Absolutely.
up.
Facts, man. This is
I'm
crazy.
excited to see the museum, man, to see what they got in there. All these number one editions or whatever. Like, dude, that's
It's
gonna
gonna be like
be,
$1 billion museum, dude.
bro. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty exciting.
The number one Donnie.
Yeah, Adri, we got a big YouTuber in here. saying, remember to manage your expectations. Coming from the gaming world, nothing good comes out of a rushed project. Example, Cyberpunk 2077. Dude, 100% agreed, bro. 100% agreed. And we see VeVe working on
Patient.
their stuff, working on the metaverse. They've been working on like just glimpses of what we've seen from them, man. Like good stuff's coming. We just got to be patient.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Everything gets, they'll show a glimpse and it's so exciting to where we get so excited to where the people watching it may kind of get too excited and they kind of like get their hopes up thinking like, okay, it's coming now then. It's like, whoa, just reverse a little bit, put the seatbelt on. It's great to be excited, but put it in, perspective to
Yeah,
where don't have too much expectations for it to be right away because then you'll get let down.
right.
So
But that's the power that VeVe has with these brands. Is like people get overhyped, and it's like
right, right.
what happens when they actually drop stuff and attract new users. Like that's gonna be crazy to see that. Like everything culminate, everything come together
Like
nicely.
imagine, yeah. Imagine like when there's like 2 million users on and we got calls dropping. He drops a secret rare gold bear brick or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
By the way, I saw David Yu. He they on his vagabond.co.nz website. They are now selling bear bricks, Metacom, and maybe they were already. Maybe they were like, but it looks like they have quite of a bit of selection on there. And I commented on the Instagram on the Vagabond Instagram, and I said VVX bear bricks, like VV and bear bricks exclusive. And they said, yeah, they put a red O and the fingers crossed.
Oh, let's go.
I was like, yo. Oh, I was like, all right, all
awesome.
right, all right. So
I love these stuff like that too, because that gets the community hype. You know what I mean? Like they're so good at like surprising. They're like good at teasing. They could have been like just not answer it, but like just a little response like that. Like
dude,
they're not saying yes, they're not saying no.
right, right. And I think like dudes like me and you we can appreciate that. We're not gonna get like distraught because it didn't come out next week. It's like we're like, yo, it's coming. Like it could happen at any moment. It could happen 2 months, but I'm still hyped. It could happen in a year from now.
Right.
I'm still hyped. Like, dude, that's cool because they're engaging with their audience. They're engaging with us, and I think that's so cool because not a lot of brands do that, man. And so it's cool to see that.
And to go off like what you're just saying right there about the engagement with VeVe, anybody who's just tuning in now who's not really sure, the CEOs, of this company, David Yu, Dan Crothers, they're getting on AMAs each week in the Discord to talk about updates with the project, where we're at, maybe concerns anybody had about what happened. The transparency with this company, I've never seen anything like it. People don't really believe that it's the actual CEO and the actual CEO coming on to these AMAs each week to talk about the updates, the concerns people have, questions. Like they're taking the time out of their busy schedule to do this with us, and it's something that most companies won't ever do.
And yeah, and it's like they have a small team still, and so just wait till they have like a team of 50 or a team of like 75, 100. Yeah, 100. It's like then we're gonna start seeing some crazy stuff happening. And maybe they keep it lean and mean, who knows? Like maybe they just outsource a little bit of that work like they kind of do right now with the studios. But who knows? But like, yeah, it's a small team. Like, let's give them credit where credit's due. Let's see you put 20 dudes together and try to make, 20 people together and see if y'all can create something iconic like that. I don't think so, man. What 20 people do you know that can do something crazy?
It's unbelievable when you think about it like that.
Yeah, it's like I just thought of that. Like I didn't think of it like that either until just now. It's like I don't know 19 other people, including myself, that could develop an app and drop these iconic brands in digital premium format on as an NFT. Like
and to be able to adapt to every other thing that's happening. Like
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Drop a metaverse, almost be at Comic-Con, like announce a partnership with Marvel. It's like, all right, let's see you do that real quick. It's not gonna happen.
Expecting 20K downloads and getting 400K.
Absolutely, dude. Me and you were there with that blow up. Like we thought we had time to just buy more of these collectibles, and they were like, boom, sold out. Like we
I
just saw the
remember
numbers just
refreshing.
that.
Yeah, just literally just going down, man. It was insane. We were like, all right, Metallo's selling out.
I remember we were all on Twitter and even on the social feed in app and on like Discord, like we're all messaging and like, dude, did you see the Joker? It's going down, bro. And like, oh, dude, those were some cool times, man. You could
You know what's
actually
cool, man?
see the number. Like nowadays, it's
Yeah,
just like
what's cool
sold
is
out.
it's gone. Just yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even get to have the chance to see it go down.
Mm-mm.
What was cool back then is like all the comments, they would stay there forever. Like next week, you could see the comments before. And what's cool about it too is the comments, since it's on the blockchain, social media on the blockchain, everything is like there and it's gonna stay there. It's history. So like I'll go and I'll post my showroom, my original showroom, and just so I can go back and look at the comments again, dude. It's
Yeah.
literally it trips me out. Like from 5 months ago, like I'm looking at people who are big now, like they're asking questions, and I'm like, yeah, this is
Dude,
crazy.
it's so funny, bro.
Insane.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that, bro. I do post my showroom every once in a while just to, yeah, you see the comments and then new people want to leave comments and they can go back and scroll and kind of look at the
Right.
legacy, like the legacy comments or the old comments of like, they're like, oh, these people are like legit now in the community. It's like, and they were
Right.
commenting like, follow me, please, you know? It's like funny
Right.
stuff like that, you know?
It's
But
crazy,
it is
man.
crazy, man. But man, that's
So
all.
much is changed.
Yeah, this I think we should probably go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting a little late and
How long was it? How long was
I
how long
don't
was
know, man. I just could talk forever tonight.
I know,
I
yeah,
really don't
dude,
even
for real.
know. I don't know how long we went.
We'll see it,
Because
I guess, when it gets uploaded.
yeah. But
But,
man, it was
man, shout out
fun.
to everybody who tuned in. Yeah, shout out to everybody who tuned in on Kyle's live stream. Kyle, I appreciate you for having me on again, man. It was a blast. We'll definitely have to do it more. My connection's going to get even better than it is tonight after tomorrow. So that's going to be fun.
And next time I won't stream like a frame of a frame, you know? I'll actually stream the right with the right software next time. I just got so excited, man. I think me and Johnny were so pumped to do this and we got not overhyped, but we just got hyped and we just had to get going. So soon again, man, soon again.
Yeah, definitely, man. We'll be back again, everybody. We're gonna have to tune in another time soon, maybe next week. Who knows? But it's gonna be good, man. I'm gonna get my connection a lot better. I don't know how it was tonight, but I think it was better
I don't
than
know what camera you got, but it's
before.
real good. The audio is real good. And yeah, man. So let's do it
Shout
again.
out to everybody who tuned in. Appreciate everybody, man.
All right, cheers. Well, thank you for coming on, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys hit the bell notification. Make sure you hit Johnny Dunn's channel at Johnny Dunn. What is it, 777 on YouTube?
On Twitter, Johnny Dunn 777 on Twitter, but just Johnny Dunn on YouTube.
Oh, just Johnny Dunn, regular Johnny Dunn on YouTube, and make
Yep.
sure you hit his channel with a heavy subscribe button. And yeah, that's all we got, man. Peace, love, VeVe. Be like an NFT. Do you want to finish it for me?
What?
You want to finish it for me? Be like an NFT. Be authentic, baby.